recently, the U.S. Department of Energy put in an urgent order for military-grade weapons. Now, I would say I'm generally not surprised lately when the administrative branch of the U.S. government buys military weapons, but it's the urgent order that really catches me off guard, because typically the way that administrative branches do it is they get in on like the Department of Justice's order or something like that to kind of get better pricing and kind of maybe less noticeable to the general public, that sort of thing, even though these things are disclosed. But this urgent order, it caught me off guard, and I believe I know why. At least we can kind of take a look at maybe why. They put in an emergency order for military-grade weapons and what these weapons are. Now, before I get into it, I do want to take a moment and thank ES Power Drink for supporting my health, for allowing me to put down Trinidad scorpion peppers in a drink. I reap the health benefits of the capsaicins in there, and I don't destroy my mouth and stomach I don't have to eat raw Trinidad scorpion peppers. I can drink this drink, still get the health benefits. I'm losing weight. I sleep better. I have a better outlook on life. I have more energy. The benefits of the super hot peppers in the world are greatly unknown because people don't want to eat them or ingest them. This is a great way to do it. That link is below. So let's get into the weapons, the urgent order of weapons that the U.S. Department of Energy purchased. M16 rifles. Now, M16 rifles are military rifles. Obviously they're an AR style rifle, but the big difference is they have a selector switch where they could go from semi-automatic to 3-round burst mode. That's something ours do not have. In addition to that, they bought extra magazines for all these rifles, Glock pistols, and Remington 870 shotguns, along with around $400,000 worth of ammo. So what is this? All right, let's just kind of, if a group of people put in an urgent order for those particular weapons, something's going on. And at first you might think, well, Department of Energy, they're just militarizing the administrative branch of the government. Now, that may be true. However, according to the Department of Homeland Security, the biggest threats of 2025 in America, and this is a report that just recently came out, outside of things like fentanyl and it's really to our infrastructure, it's to our energy system. More so, we have a lot of nuclear energy facilities around this country. So I'm gonna kind of make a couple points on this. Number one, when it comes to policing, for example, I recently did a video on the Department of Education buying weapons. They should not be policing. If people are committing fraud within the Department of Education, they should lean on the Department of Justice, the FBI, that sort of thing. The Department of Energy is a little bit different. My guess is there's not a ton of DOJ and FBI just hanging out at these facilities, spending time there guarding over them, protecting them, that sort of thing. So I would agree with Homeland Security's assessment. I obviously don't have intel or insight in any way, shape, or form, but as an American, my biggest concern to an attack on America would be our energy system, our infrastructure. And according to Homeland Security, that definitely is the case right now. So I believe that this is really at the basis of what is behind the urgent order of M16 rifles, extra magazines, Glock pistols, Remington 870s, and a ton of ammo. It was all because of really an effort to guard the infrastructures of our country. So generally speaking, not a big fan of the administrative branches of the government arming themselves. Definitely am not a fan of them policing, if that makes sense, or militarizing. There's no need for that. But every now and then you do see things where you're like, I see why they need those. And this one makes sense to me. I think that there should probably, if we're that concerned about it, the more realistic thing to do would be use something like the National Guard. I mean, that's what they're there for, to guard these facilities and not the engineers, that sort of thing. So, there you go. Again, I don't know exactly why they did it. I know the Department of Energy hinted towards infrastructure things, and Homeland Security is, of course, one of the biggest threats to our country in 2025 is our infrastructure and our energy system. And, if they feel they need M16s and Glocks and Remington 870s to guard over that stuff, I'd agree. You probably do. But it should be a National Guard thing, in my humble opinion. But that's not up to the Department of Energy, so they have to do something. If I ran the Department of Energy, I would have ordered a lot more than that. Let's put it that way. If I knew that I had to somehow guard over this and nobody's calling in the National Guard to help me, and I'm really just kind of on our own here at the Department of Energy. So now I also, again, I want to kind of add at the end of this is that I'm not approving of administrative branches of the government militarizing. I'm not. I'm very against it. Very against it. But every now and then one of these makes sense, and this particular one makes sense to me. They should be guarding over our infrastructure, but the Department of Education, the IRS, all those people, they should not be militarizing. If they need to do, if there's policing to be done, they need to lean on to the Department of Justice and the FBI or Homeland Security. So there you go. There's my 2 cents on it. Love to know your thoughts on this. Definitely love to know your insight on it. If you have any insight on this, definitely put it below. Again, check out EOS Power Drink. That link is also below. But most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. So please don't ever, ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.